60 of Little Bobbins Knits. This episode is going to be slightly different. If you've watched before, you'll notice, and if you haven't watched before, thank you for joining us. And yeah, this will be a slightly different episode, so just going to see how it goes. I'm finding it really difficult to get to podcasting lately, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's time, because it does take probably a day to record the podcast, edit it, upload it, do the show notes and things, so I'm finding it difficult to set aside a whole day at the moment to do that. But also, I think because I keep leaving it for so long, I'm finding it really difficult just to start. I overthink things like nobody's business, and quite often that stops me from doing things at all, which is something I don't enjoy about myself, but that is how it has been. I'm not saying that's how it will be forever. Anyway, so I thought I would try something new today. I've been inspired by my friend Molly from My Homespun House and Amber from Maker's Haven to try and fit in little snippets throughout the day, telling you about my projects, and hopefully fitting them in around doing other things will make it less scary for me to do and mean that I fit in telling you about what I've been working on. So I thought I'd try it today. My day has started by sitting out in the garden, or started with sitting out in the garden. My days always start like this at the moment. Teddy is an indoor cat, but we let him out in our back garden. He has to wear a harness and sometimes a lead. We don't hold on to him or anything, but I feel like it slows him down a little bit, and if needs be, it would help us catch him. So yeah, he's been getting some outside time lately and he absolutely loves it. So I've spent the last sort of half an hour sat outside on a blanket with a cup of tea that still hasn't gone cold enough to drink, and I've done a bit of knitting while I've been watching him in the garden. And the reason that I'm recording here is because he's still out in the garden and I'm watching him. I'm not even going to say what I was just going to say because I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, he's having a really lovely time out in the garden, so I thought while I have to still stay and watch him, I'll just sit for a bit and chat to you about my projects. I was going to do it outside, but it's actually a bit chilly today, which is nice. We've had the most roastingly hot weather over the last couple of weeks, so I am a fan of the chilly breeze, so we've certainly got that today. So while I was out there, I was working on these socks. I've mostly got my knitting mojo back. If you watched the last episode, you know that I've been having a bit of a creative slump for probably the whole year. It's not been much fun, but I think I've mostly got it back. I hope so anyway. But what I've really been enjoying is knitting socks, just completely plain socks. So I started these ones. Aren't they fun? These are Yule Ball from London House Yarns, and I don't know if you can see the sparkles, but the sparkles are intense. Has loads of stripes in this. I haven't actually counted how many stripes. My camera's struggling with zooming today for some reason. I haven't actually counted how many stripes are in there, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the moment, and I think it's 8 because I've got this pink coming up next, and then I think it goes into the mint green that I started with. And I love these. For some reason I seem to have got into a toe up thing lately, and I don't know why, because I absolutely do not prefer it. It's very strange. I was thinking about it, and I think it's because I really like the Turkish cast on. I just find it so neat and so great for self-striping, because you can be so exact with where you start. Yeah, it gives a lovely little toe, so I've been drawn to doing that for some reason. I don't even find that it's more adaptable with stripes for me. I thought maybe I like it because I can choose where to put in my heel better and keep the stripe sequence like the same all the way through, but I don't even think that's it, because I find it much easier being, when you do a sock from the top down, I find that I'm a bit more adaptable with how long my cuff is going to be. I don't really mind a few extra rows or a few less rows on my cuff, but the foot has to be quite a specific length. So anyway, all that to say, I'm knitting these toe up for some reason. I'm knitting them on my Xiaogu mini twist needles, and I still absolutely love these. I think this is part of the reason as well, probably, why I'm knitting toe up, because I really like magic loop for toe up, not so much for cuff down. So yeah, I think it's a combination of things. But I'm going to get back to my preferred cuff down method soon with my next pair of socks, I think, because whenever I'm knitting on these I'm thinking, why am I doing these toe up? But yeah, so I'm really enjoying those. I'm popping out later. I'm going to meet Alex Collins Designs for coffee. We meet up quite regularly, and I'm going to take those socks with me to knit while I'm with her. So while we're here, I thought, just keeping an eye on the time, I just thought I would show you the other socks I've been working on. It feels very strange for me doing things out of order, but we'll just go with it. It just makes sense. Socks and socks. So I think the first pair of socks that I worked on that really sort of got back my excitement for knitting are these. Oh, I love these so much. I didn't bring my sock blockers down, but they have been blocked, so they're a lovely shape. So these are from a Buffy mini skein set from Yarn Lab UK, and Lana from Yarn Lab UK sent me some things to give away on the podcast a few weeks ago, so I'll show you that soon. And that introduced me to her shop, and I saw that she dyed Buffy yarns, and there are not enough Buffy colourways in the world, I don't think. So I was really excited when I saw these, and I love mini skein sets, and so I had to go and buy them. And then I knit them into these socks. This yarn is yarn I had, so that wasn't in the mini skein set. There were, how many colours are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 20-gram minis in this mini skein set, and they are perfect for me. They are perfect for a scrappy sock because there's enough difference in them to be defined stripes. I've tried to knit some before with a just beautiful mini skein set that I got ages ago, but the colours were just too close to each other, so it almost made striping them a lot of effort for not enough reward. I can't think of the right word, but it wasn't worth it enough to have to sew in all of the extra ends and cut the yarn all the time and all of that, because the colours just weren't different enough. But these are just the right amount of different for me. So let's see if I can remember. This one is Willow, and this is one of my favourite colourways of yarn. I would like to knit a cardigan in that. I just think it's beautiful. It's a lovely base colour, and then it's got all these little flecks of different colour just running through. And this one is Buffy Bot. This one is Drusilla. This is Xander, and this one's Spike. I just love them. They're so much fun. Scrappy socks are just so much fun to knit, and I find they go really quickly. I knit mine with between 10 to 12 rows, depending on how good at counting I am being at that point. And I think just doing, I guess it's like regular self-striping, but even more for me, because I have to remember to cut the yarn. I'm not just sort of mindlessly going into a new colour. It just makes them go so quickly. That sort of tiny element of concentrating, they just whiz by. So I did these toe up as well. I do tend to do Scrappy socks toe up, and I don't know why, because I have my formula down now. I know how many rows I need in my foot, so next time I'm going to do them top down. And I did a German short row heel. German short rows, if you are at all daunted about learning short rows, German short rows are just the most pleasant ones to do, I think. They are just, they're so simple, and you can see exactly where you've used the short row treatment, so you're not going to just sort of sail on past a wrapped stitch that you should have picked up the wrap for, which I've done many times. So I really like that about German short rows. So yes, that's another pair for my box of socks, which I really need to count how many pairs I've got in my box of socks. Box of Socks is being run by Kristen of Wool & Vine Yarns and the Yarngasm podcast. And I was thinking, oh, I won't be able to enter because I won't manage to knit 12 pairs of socks that I've started this year. But my number is creeping up, so if I continue in this sock moment of knitting socks for myself, I may just get enough socks knit for it. Teddy has just gone out of my eye line, hang on. Oh, there he is. He just has such a nice time out there. Obviously he has to be just out of my eye line just to make things difficult. But yeah, he's fine. So then I thought, I've knit some Buffy socks. I love Buffy. It's my favourite TV programme. That was not Bobbin. Teddy meowing. Hang on. You right, Teddy? Should we go and see him? Hang on. Oh no, he's coming to see us. You right, Teddy? He's so funny. Hello, Teddy. Are you okay? Do you want a little biscuit? He's so hilarious. I think in the last episode I was talking about how cantankerous he was, and he is. He is not a cuddly cat. That may change with time, I have no idea, but it doesn't matter. He is who he is, and we love him however many cuddles he wants. But I do feel like he's getting a little bit more affectionate. Really slowly he's getting a bit more affectionate. I don't think he was given enough cuddles when he was a kitten, so I think he's going to struggle with being a really cuddly cat, but that's fine. We actually wanted him to be a friend for Bobbin and not sort of try and steal our laps from Bobbin, because Bobbin needs cuddles all the time. I say that, he's upstairs, he's gone back to bed, so he clearly doesn't need cuddles now. We didn't want Teddy to be competition for Bobbin because Bobbin is a little bit needy. So in that respect, Teddy is the most perfect cat we could have asked for, because he loves playing with Bobbin. He loves Bobbin huge amounts, and he never fights for a lap. So yeah, he's perfect. So he is getting a bit more affectionate though, because every morning he comes into our bedroom at about 5 and he lays down beside me and asks to be stroked, and that is the only bit of affection I get from him the whole day. So I have to wake up at 5 o'clock so that I can give him as many cuddles as I can fit in before he thinks, nah, I've had enough of this, and leaves, just to get in my fix, because he's so soft and he's so fluffy and he is lovely. So yeah, him not being particularly affectionate means that I really just feel so honoured, and the times that he is the tiniest bit affectionate. So anyway, I can't remember what I was saying before that, but yes, so my Buffy socks led me to think, I think I'd like a pair of Harry Potter socks, so I cast on these. I'm in Hufflepuff. I don't know if you know this. I always knew I was a Hufflepuff, and then I did the test on Pottermore and it confirmed that I am a Hufflepuff. So I have wanted to knit some Hufflepuff socks for ages and just not got around to it. This yarn is from British Bee Knits, who isn't currently dyeing, but it's lovely and soft and it's sparkly. I don't know if you'll be able to see. But Hufflepuff socks, my Hufflepuff socks had to be sparkly really, because I just love sparkly yarn. And then I put in this pink sparkly yarn for the heel. This is fondant fibre in the vintage tulle, and it's actually sparkly as well. Can't remember if I just said that, but yeah, so these are my Hufflepuff socks and I absolutely love them. I knit these toe up, who knows, but I put in the pink heel. I couldn't decide what colour to do for the heel for a little while, but then I thought this pink goes just perfectly. It's the same sort of depth of colour. Now, I've learned about colour before, but I have since completely forgotten all technical colour knowledge, so depth might be a completely wrong thing, wrong word, but it's the same sort of saturation of colour. Hopefully you understand what I mean with me just saying random words. And I thought the pink and the yellow went really lovely, and I love pink and grey together. But then I thought this pink, this yellow and this grey really remind me of the number 2 pencils. And because this is the eraser part. And I just thought that was so fun. So it's Hufflepuffs at Hogwarts. So yeah, I was really pleased with those. So they're the socks I've been working on. I'm quite excited to start a new pair soon. I don't know if I'll get these finished before I start a new pair, but we'll see. So I think my alarm just went off. I'm hoping that I cut that out because it's an offensive noise, quite frankly. So I need to pop off and, no, I won't say that. So I need to get ready to go out, so I'm hoping I will see you again a little bit later. I thought I might find you here. He was in bed after all. Good boy. Mum's popped in, so I thought I would ask her if she could just show us what she's been working on to pop into the video, and Bobbin has finally got up. So what have you been working on, Mum?
Okay, so I have been making one napkin a day with 2 little appliqued hearts on.
So hold them up.
So, what do you mean?
Hold them a bit closer.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I've made 11 now. So I've only got 1 more to make.
And they're all different.
All different Liberty hearts,
prints, aren't they?
Yeah. Because we love Liberty, don't we?
Yeah.
And these are for a special occasion.
They are.
So what's that special occasion, Dans?
David and I have booked our wedding, so we're going to be getting married in August.
Yeah.
Less than 2 months. and we only booked it a month ago maybe.
Less than that probably.
So yeah, it's only going to be very tiny, and Mum and I are, well, Mum's doing a few little handmade things for it, which will be really nice.
Well, you're getting married and then we're going for a meal in a restaurant,
and
then we're coming back to yours for cake and bubbly, aren't we?
Mum's making the cake and she's making
and I'm not a baker.
Mum's really good at cooking, but she just doesn't like cooking, so she likes to pretend that she's not good at cooking. That's the reality, isn't it?
It's not the reality, Dani. I think you might have a lopsided cake.
It'll be a lovely cake.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, as Mum popped in, I thought I would ask her just to show you what she's been working on. And these are so beautiful, aren't they? They're just calico fabric, aren't they?
And we're going to make a calico tablecloth with hearts and embroidery around the bottom, aren't we?
Yeah, but they're all hemmed just so beautifully. I hope my camera zooms in. Look at those lovely neat corners.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, Dans.
Oh, Mum. This is where I get my overcriticalness from. If you haven't noticed, I apologise. So yeah, they're going to be so lovely, aren't they?
I think so. I think, and we'll just sort of fold them nicely with a cake fork inside.
Yeah.
Fold them probably like something like that, and just put them on the plate with a cake fork inside. We thought, yeah, on
Lovely.
white plates. And yes, so we're just now looking for a knife for cutting the cake, aren't we?
Yep.
You've got your outfit, I've got my outfit. It's all very exciting and something I didn't ever think would happen.
I think you have to qualify that.
What?
Well,
because I thought that you and David would just go off and get married.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
So, yeah.
Okay. Right, we'd better go, haven't we?
We'd better go.
Okay, see you in a minute. Again, it's the next day now, and I'm outside again with Teddy, who's just here. I wonder if I can grab him and show you how much he hates cuddling. Hang on, come here. Oh, look at him. Oh, he just can't wait to get away, can you? No, he can't bear it. Bobbins over there, just keeping an eye on him, making sure he doesn't get too many cuddles. Bobbin, why don't you come here? He's sunbathing. He's found a really good spot. So yeah, I had a lovely time yesterday with Alex. We went for coffee and then we went for a walk along the river, which hopefully added a few little pictures of. It's lovely, lovely spot over there. And I forgot to mention yesterday that I was wearing my So Faded jumper. It's a pattern by Andrea Mowry, and I think I was knitting it in the last podcast, and I'm so pleased with how it came out. I'll pop in a picture so that you can see a bit better, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love this garter stitch detail on the shoulders, and I've started another one actually, because it's just such a simple pattern. It would be a great first jumper pattern, I think. The only thing that you have to sort of think about is where to put your colour changes, but Andrea's laid out in the pattern sort of measurements that are useful to work that out depending on how many colours you want to use. I only wanted to use 3 colours for mine, and I was unsure if I would get it out of 3 colours because the yardage for my size was more than 3 skeins worth. So I was a bit tense when I was knitting the sleeves, and if I'd had more yarn I probably would have knit the body slightly longer, but it looks nice with a shirt underneath, and I'm just going to knit the next one a little bit longer, so I just have slightly different looks for both of the jumpers, which will be good. So this yarn is West Green Loft yarn. It's my first time trying that. I saw them at Unravel, and I think it's called Pumpkin Spice, this one. This one is Nora George yarns. This is Acorn Wood, and this one is Fine Fish yarns, and it is called Hammer and Tong. And I'm so thrilled with how it came out. I'm really pleased. I've sewn on my little label. I love these little labels, they're such a lovely finishing touch. To sew these on, they have the pre-punched little holes. I hope the light's okay, it's quite early in the morning still. They have the pre-punched little holes, so I always split the plies of whatever yarn I'm sewing it onto and use that as the thread to sew it on. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. As I mentioned, I have started a new one. I haven't got very far, but I got this lovely bag. It's so cute. I got it from Kettle Yarn Company. Here's Bobbin, my baby. He has been out for not very long, and he's already covered in grass seeds, aren't you? It's that big fluffy tail, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's so fluffy. Yeah, I got this bag from Kettle Yarn on the internet, and I really like it. It's really fun. It's got a big tassel, and the lining is gold, which I think is really nice. So I've picked out my yarns for the next one, and I've started it. This is how far I've got. Not very far. You're right, my baby. You're such a good boy. I wonder if you can see him. He's so cozy. Such a cozy boy. So yeah, I've only just recently joined it to work in the round. I think the reason that I'm stalling on this a bit is because I'm trying to think a bit more about when to change colours. So I need to just spend a little bit of time and properly work that out so that I can get on with the knitting. And for the first one I did a little diagram to sort of work out when I would change colours based on the information that was in the pattern. So I think I just need to do that with this one. Hey Ted. He's pouncing. So, you good boy. I wanted this one to be a bit more fun. The first jumper I did, it's quite sedate colours, quite muted colours. And I just wanted the second one to be a bit more fun, a bit more whimsical, and a bit more fun to knit. So I get to play with some brighter colours and yeah, just have a bit more fun with it. Not be so serious about it, because knitting's fun, isn't it? So the first one that I've started with is a homespun house, Mermaid of the Black Lake, which I absolutely love, and I've been saving. And then I've got my other yarns in here. I have got 5 yarns chosen, but I haven't balled up the 5th one just in case I don't need it. So It's Mermaid of the Black Lake, and then I've got this one, which is also a homespun house. This is Dobby Tries to Help. And then this has got some minty flashes in it. So I was going to go into this one. I think this is called Aunt Jane's Garden. It's from Cauldron of Colour. It's so pretty. And then this has got some sort of darker green bits, so I thought I'd pick those up in this. And this one is Pistachio from Hedgehog Fibres. So, yeah, they're a bit fun, I think. A bit, I mean, these are very much colours that I love, but they're not colours that I would automatically think, I want to wear that in a jumper. So I'm excited to see how they all work together. Let's get the first one too. So yeah, and then I've got another one here which is Hedgerow Yarns. It's the Apple Blossom one, and I think that will be really pretty, but I just don't know if I'll need it. So I'm going to see how the jumper goes just with these, and then ball that up if I need to. Because if I don't, I'd much rather it stays in the skein until I want to use it, instead of having to re-skein it after I've balled it up and not used it. I brought out another recently finished object, and this is so beautiful. I'm so thrilled with this one. Isn't it pretty? This is the Fairy Hill Shawl by Curious Handmade. It's the first of the Shawl Society 2 patterns. I'll try and pop in a photo of that as well so you can see it. But it's just so pretty. I've popped beads in these lacy bits. I don't know if you'll be able to see those because they're very delicate. Oh, and it's so beautiful. How it just moves in the wind. It's so drapey and light. I used the Wool Barn alpaca. I think it's alpaca, silk and cashmere blend. It's such a gorgeous yarn. This is for Mum. It's incredibly soft. I think it's going to be really warm as well because alpaca's very warm, isn't it? But it's just so pretty. I added a few more repeats on the end because it's a little while ago. I can't quite remember what I did, but I added a few repeats somewhere around here, and maybe here as well. Because of Helen's percentage system, I was able to work out how much yarn I'd use and how much yarn I would need, and whether I would have enough to fit in a few more repeats, and I did. So yeah, I just wanted to keep going to make it a little bit bigger and just carry on the knitting really, because I was just enjoying it so much. So yeah, that one's for Mum. And a bit of a tree has fallen into my tea. So there we go. I will go and pluck that out before I drink it. So I think Teddy and I are going to stay out here for a few minutes longer. Mum is due to come over and pick me up. We're going to go for a coffee and I will take my knitting that I took yesterday when I met Alex, and we didn't knit at all. We were too busy chattering. So my sock only grew like half a pink stripe yesterday. Oh, I'm carrying it in this lovely bag. I got this from Homebird Makes on Etsy. I've got one of my little badges. It's from a local maker. I just love this bag. It's so cute. It's got spots inside. It's such a sweet little bag. Perfect for a sock. But yeah, hopefully I'll get time a bit later to pop in again, I wanted to show you some lovely yarn that we've been sent to give away, and I've got to draw for the prize, the pattern collection from Lee, who is Luli, her simple socks pattern. So yeah, we'll try and coax Teddy in a minute and see you a little bit later. I'm working on some bags at the moment, some drawstring ones and some zipped ones. So the drawstring ones, I like this. I just love this fabric. It's got a gold text overlaid with some white text, and text fabric is just one of my favourites. I love the texture that it gives, especially with the sort of shapes that I use. So yeah, I'm turning those inside out. I sew up all the bottoms of my bags by hand, so I'll do that next. And the zip ones are all pinned around the edges, ready to sew up. So I'll do that now. That was a good day. I got some work done on my bags and met Mum, and we went for a coffee at our local dog-friendly cafe, didn't we, Bobbin? Which was really nice. And now I'm finished for the day, so Teddy's stalking around. I think he wants to get on the desk, but he likes to do it without touching me. So he has to use the chair as a ladder, but without touching me. It's all very complicated and unnecessary. But yes, so I'm finished for the day now. So I am going to work a little bit on my blanket, which I haven't added loads to. I can't remember what size it was when I showed you last, but I think it's about halfway there now. I'll see if I can just stand up and show you. I want to get a photo of it on my bed or something so you can actually see the scale, but I'm about halfway there, and I couldn't work on it when it was really, really boiling hot. But now that it's got a bit cooler, I think that this is what I'm going to spend the rest of the evening doing. So I'm very excited about that. I've got a ball of yarn that I have just magic knotted lots of different scraps together. I tend to try and use scraps around sort of 3 grams so that they don't do too many rows in the blanket. Yeah, so I'm really excited to work on that. Melania, good boy. So yeah, that's my plan for the weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that would be lots of fun. It's going to be just the coziest blanket in the world. I would really like to get it finished for when it starts getting properly cold. So if I can get it done in the next sort of couple of months, and then it'll be ready when sort of October rolls around and things start getting a bit chilly. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, I haven't shown you that in a while, so I thought I don't think I have anyway, so I thought I'd just show you. Teddy's playing with one of his toys in the other room really loudly, so I hope you can't hear that. So we have a giveaway to announce. I drew for the giveaway just before I pressed record, and it was for the Simple Socks collection from Luli, and the winner was post number 95. That was She's Knitting Socks. And Jamie Lee said that she was going to, or she'd like to knit some socks with some Harry Potter themed yarn from No Makers, which sounds fabulous. Which pattern did you say that you wanted to knit? Let me have a look. Aha! The Almost Ribbed Socks in the Tonks colourway. That would just be fabulous. So I will get in touch with Lee and she'll send the pattern on over to you. So thank you so much to everyone for joining in with that. It was so nice. Lots of people included pictures of the yarn that they'd use. It's so nice just seeing all of the beautiful different yarns. That was really, really fun. So yeah, thank you for joining in with that. It was really nice. And thank you so much to Lee for donating that pattern collection to the podcast. I realised I've started editing this little video already. I realised I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. I say exactly the same thing at the beginning of all of my podcasts so that I don't forget anything, and because this one was a bit different, I managed to forget everything. So if you haven't watched before and you're still watching now, my name's Dani, this is Bobbin, and if you would like to find me around the internet, I am Little Bobbins on Ravelry and Instagram, and I always write show notes for my podcast and I put them at littlebobbins.co.uk. So yeah. Now I have something else really, really exciting to show you. I was sent just the most beautiful package from Anna. Anna runs Skeins in the Stacks. She dyes yarn and it's always so beautiful. I love the things she gets inspired by and the things that she makes. She's inspired a few of my projects. I don't know if you remember, a while back I made a tea cosy with my little Hufflepuffs that were going to be a beekeeper's quilt, but the beekeeper's quilt never happened. Well, Anna showed me this picture in a Brambley Hedge book that I used to read actually when I was little, of this fantastic tea cosy, and inspired me to make a tea cosy out of my Hufflepuffs. But yeah, so Anna's lovely and she makes beautiful things, and she sent me this wonderful package. And in the package, shall we pick you up here so that I've got my hands kept boy. Bobbin's been asleep for ages and he's woken up now and he's ready to go and do some playing or something. And in the package were these beautiful bundles. So, and they were just wrapped so beautifully as well, but I'll tell you about that in a second. There was this bundle, which is just completely gorgeous. It's called The Most Wonderful Easter Egg Tree. And there, it's 150 grams, 360 yards of yarn, and there's this one, which is a sort of tonal purple, and then these two, oh, aren't they just the prettiest? And then it came in a little set with this adorable hot cross bun marker from the Gnome Knitter. Come another way, Bob. And Anna also sent me this one, and they are the most pretty, sparkly mini skeins. This is Valentine's Came by Sparrow Post, and that came with this really cute little heart-shaped sugar cookie from the Gnome Knitter. And these are sets that Anna puts together, and she sent them over so that I could keep one and I could give the other one away, which is just so lovely. So I'm going to keep this one because it's sparkly mini skeins and I can't resist. Just adorable. And so we have this one to give away, which, oh, it was so hard to choose. It was so hard to choose because this colour is one of my most favourite colours in the world. So yeah, it was very, very tough choice. But I love Anna's attention to detail. It's just so lovely. So her business card is a bookmark because all of her dyeing is inspired by, well, on her label it says, for the love of books, libraries and yarn. And Anna is a librarian. And so her business card is a bookmark. And I just think that is the most fantastic idea. And it came, each of the bundles came packaged with a little library card, which is so cute, and a little pencil that says Skeins in the Stacks, and Anna's website, skeinsinthestacks.com. And I just thought it was so special and just so beautifully done. So we'll have a giveaway, and I'll open a thread in the Ravelry group. There'll be links to the Ravelry group in the show notes if you haven't joined. And let's have the prompt be what would you knit inspired by your favourite story? So your favourite story can be a book, or it can be a film, or a TV show, whatever you'd like it to be. But what does that story, what does your favourite story inspire you to knit? Yeah, let's have that as the prompt, and that's to win this lovely set. Oh, it's just so cute, from Skeins in the Stacks, with this lovely yarn and the little hot cross bun marker. That is so cute. I'll have links to Anna's lovely shop in the show notes. Anna's in Alaska, which I think is really exciting. But I always love seeing her photos on Instagram because she shares photos of where she is, and it's just such a completely different landscape to here. That's one of the wonderful things about Instagram, isn't it? You can almost visit all of these different places just from your living room, which is exciting for me. But yes, so I will leave links to Anna's shop in the show notes, and yeah, do come and enter the giveaway because it's just beautiful, beautiful yarn. Thank you so much for sending that to us, Anna. Love it. So I think I'll sign off this podcast here. I do hope you've enjoyed this slightly different format for me. I don't know what will happen next time, but I think I've quite enjoyed doing it like this. It's a bit easier to fit in, and I'm not saying this is how it's going to be forever, because sometimes I really like just sitting down and just chatting about all my projects for a while. But I quite liked sort of the extra little bit of creativity that has gone into remembering to pick up my camera and yeah, popping all of the different clips together. That reminds me, actually, I have started recording a second of every day in a video. I saw it on Mina from the Knitting Expat podcast, her Instagram. She'd done some little videos of a second a day, and it's this app. I think it's called 1 second every day. I'll leave a link in the show notes. And you just record a second of each day. I don't know how many times in the last minute I've just said a second of every day. But yeah, you just record a second of every day, and it is so nice to look back on. I started it this month, so I've done this month. I think I missed a couple of days, but I was getting better at remembering to take a bit of video towards the end of the month. But I will just pop that video in here if you'd like to see it. And I really recommend doing one yourself, because it's just so much fun to pick out a second and then see all of those seconds joined together at the end of the month. It makes you sort of realise how much happens in a month, because this month has been quite busy. We've had, for us, we've had our bathroom like completely changed, so all of our old bathroom taken out and all of our new bathroom put in, which is just the most wonderful thing ever. And it's really nice to look back on that just in this sort of month, but I just imagine in sort of further on it's going to be so nice to look back at those little snippets of things that have happened over the months, and yeah, hopefully years if I manage to keep it up. It's really, it's not hard to fit it in, it's just the thing I found hard was to remember to fit it in. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, so I'll pop that video in here. Really soon. I hope you've had the most wonderful little while since I saw you last, and yeah, thank you so much for coming back to watch if you've watched before, and I really hope to see you soon. Bye.